Hello, friends of the internet. Today, I'm going to do some pretty intense quests, at least for an early game hardcore Ironman. So, getting this started off right away, we're doing the Underground Pass. We've already gone through all of the Plague City biohazard quests. So now we're going to take our first trip into this super annoying underground cave. So, let's get through opening dialogue and head right there. So now that we're in the cave, I'm just going to talk about my strategy. Basically, I'm just going to be running over every single obstacle with complete disregard for disabling any of the traps, because the traps themselves, they do deal damage, but we got a lot of cakes and it's going to save us some time and be less annoying. So we'll be zooming through all that, just guzzling down our food. There's not a lot that's actually dangerous in here except for, say, like the spiders, but we have protect from range just for that. That's why we got our prayer so high, so we can do these quests safely. And then the agility portion at the end is quite a bit annoying, so we don't have any boost to get through that. We're just gonna have to pray and hope that we actually make it. So let's get through this big maze and get to some of the fighting. So just to show it, we're gonna show the fight with the demons. Pretty straightforward. They can't even hit you if you're using a range style. And they're very, very weak. Now we just need to loot their corpses, kill the next guy. Again, with complete disregard for their level, because they're very weak. And we're gonna have an unfortunate event occur. Which is why this quest is so hated. We ran all the way here, and here we are, all the way at the bottom. And we're gonna get to make that whole trek again. So we'll just skip over killing the last demon, since it's a non-event anyway. And we'll jump to the spider fight. Now here we go, finally at this big spider. So killing him is actually pretty easy, but now as soon as he's dead, all these dudes are gonna get angry at us, so we gotta book it out of here. Luckily, we don't need to do anything about them, don't need to kill them, just get out. And now we're free to move on to the next part, which is basically just going to lead us straight to the end of the quest. So let's finish it. Alright, and we're finally back at the castle, home safe. I'm gonna talk to King whatever your face is, and he's gonna give us some loot, some free XP. I already have the Iban staff, which I don't think I'm ever gonna use, honestly. So we'll just fly past it and go for a Gothic staff. But there we go, quest complete. Got some okay XP. And with that, we're gonna go and move on to Dragon Slayer. So let's get that ball rolling. Alright, so welcome to Dragon Slayer. So where we're starting off here, we've already done all the boring intro stuff. We're gonna just get all these map pieces and head straight to Elvarg. And getting these map pieces, once you've gotten to this point, is pretty straightforward. Do a maze, bribe, or beat the shit out of a goblin. And then pour some beer on a door, and then you get a treasure chest with a map piece in it. Totally things that make sense. You know, regular RuneScape content. So let's just zoom through getting all these map pieces and skip to the really only part that matters here, which is killing Big Angry Dragon. Alright, and you might have caught it. We got some food and geared up before we came here. And now we're just sailing away. Regular RuneScape day with our low poly lightning and clouds. Nothing could possibly go wrong. All my friends are gonna be fine. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jimmy! Damn, I just paid like 6K or something for that shit. Well, I'm just gonna move on from that. Let's go kill Elvarg. Alright, here's the setup. We got our Dragonfire Shield on. Protect from Magic on. Full in of lobbies. Have no idea where these came from. But we're just gonna fight them. We can pop some defensives every now and then. And just keep our health really high. The shield and protect from magic, I don't anticipate this should be too hard. But Elvarg definitely has the ability to dish out some damage. So just keep the health high. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Keep using your abilities whenever you have the adrenaline to do so. If you shop around on your RuneScape watching experiences, which all of you should, you'll probably have seen people like doing the Elvarg walking method, which is, you know, great and all, but like, if you're not hard rushing this quest, we're doing this pretty early even then, but if you're not like doing this hour 2, then you shouldn't have to walk him. As you can see, some basic necro gear, and we got Elvarg's head. That's all it takes. So, now this guy's out of the way, we're gonna go turn in our prize and get our quest rewards. And now, talking to this guy right here that I've never even heard of before. Give him the head of a dragon just so I can have a rune plate body. Thanks, buddy. Well, let's claim these lamps. Get our free XP right here. Some good strength XP. And some good defense XP as well. Sweet. Getting stronger every quest. So now, the plan moving forward. We're gonna go do Desert Treasure. And welcome to Desert Treasure. This is gonna be the last of the 3 quests that we're doing today. So for this one, the setup that we have thus far, basically, still Necro gear. Just gonna be running whatever the best Necro gear you have is. And for us, that gear is gonna be tier 50. So I honestly wouldn't recommend trying this quest on anything less than tier 50. Because at that point, I don't think you're gonna be safe enough or dealing enough damage to reliably and safely make it through here. So that setup is important. Ring of Life is always important. And then the last thing, which we're not going to use but once, that's going to be having done whatever the quest is to unlock Ugalog and then the pools over there. Because that quest lets us take a bath. And as a result of taking a bath, you get infinite run energy, which is going to be invaluable at a later point in this quest. So having that buff active once we get there, and I'll be sure to mention it, is going to be a lifesaver. We have everything that we need for the quest in our inventory. The only other thing and final thing that I'm going to recommend is either having a bajillion lockpicks, which you can buy from the Thieves Guild, or getting hairpins, which that comes from the Camelot quest series. You get a hairpin, and you can get as many of them as you want, so long as you're dropping them and then talking to the dude to get them again. So we'll look at that when we get there too. But for now, let's start progressing this beginning portion of the quest and jump to some fights. Now on to the fight with the first guy. So for this one, got a full inventory of our best food and some lobsters. Don't know where this came from. Gonna summon our condors. We have a ghost now, which is pretty nice. No ability on the ghost, but a ghost is a ghost. We're just gonna hold protect magic and just fight to the death. We also have a high enough necromancy level where we can use soul sap and volley of souls. Which I'm pretty sure is around 53, you get that. But it's going to be handy. Well, I guess we don't, sorry, not Volley of Souls, just Soul Strike. So, 53 Necro, not Volley of Souls, we don't need to go that crazy. But yeah, dealt some good damage, but we did it, we got him. Now with that guy dead, we can claim whatever gem we're here for, which is the blood gem. And that's going to be back at Canifus. So let's go get that and then move on to the next big baddie. Something that I want to quickly mention, as soon as you get these gems, make sure you throw them in your bank. Because apparently you can just have assassins spawn on you randomly if you're carrying a gem, and they will use a dragon dagger and spec you and wreck your life. So we're going to put them away as soon as we get them every single time, whatever the quickest means possible is. We're not going to take them back out until we need them later. So yeah, back to the questing. So, quick explanation of some of the setup that we just did. We bought a full set of Mystic, including the wand and orb and top. Because fire spells, I'm pretty sure, are like the only thing that work on the ice guy. And this is the part where we need infinite run energy. So we just took our bath. You can see we have the maximum buff, which it looks like 12 or 15 minutes or whatever, in order to climb this mountain and get to the ice guy. And when you take the bath, you could just keep on jumping back in until you get a time that you want, because it has variance for some reason, even though you can just jump right back in. So now that we have our buff, we're going to scale this whole mountain, get to the ice guy, not have to worry about not being able to run at all, which is going to save us some time. Our stats are going to get lowered less, and for when our stats get lowered, we've got the super restore just in case. We're going to keep Necro gear on until we get to him, just because we're tankier and stronger with Necro. But if you have the magic requirement to do this quest, you should be able to wear full Mystic, at least using the weapons. And if you're wearing tier 50 Necro, you can wear Mystic, so not a super issue. Just make sure that you have the funds to buy it. So let's get up this mountain. Alright, so now that we beat up a bunch of those trolls, and they do deal a pretty decent amount of damage, we're going to move on and get to the other side of this mountain. Over here is where that run energy saving comes in super handy. So we have to get through all these wolves that are pretty strong. And we've got our super restore so we can keep our prayer up since the mountain's draining everything. We use protect from melee, you can see we're still taking a pretty decent amount of damage. And we're already getting a little low on food. Not sure if you can bring familiars here, but if you can, I'd recommend one. Now for this guy, it is safe to teleport out, so if you have a Warrior's Retreat teleport, then make sure you have that on standby. And if not, then, well, I would recommend bringing a different teleport. But Warrior's Retreat is going to be your best option. It turns out for this part we don't need the Mystic, but if we swap to it, or if we need it later, then we have it just in case. Say we're doing a magic quest, might as well have it. You can see the mountain's lowering our stats, can't even use our attacks anymore. Yeah, seems like he doesn't deal that much damage himself, it's mostly just the environment that makes this portion rough. So we don't need too much food. Again, always handy to have the extra food and be a little safe. And just like that, dude's down. He does give us some free food and another super restore conveniently. But now we just gotta run out of here and get our ice gem from that crybaby troll and move on. So let's get to the next guy. Also, I just figured out why we needed magic gear. It's because we need to use fire spells to free this dude. And the other dude. So, now that we have fire spells active, we should be able to break these guys out. That's one of them. And that's another one. Yep, didn't necessarily need the armor, just some weapons. But again, later, if we need magic, we shall see. Alright, now we've made it through this entire fire dungeon, where we're wearing our face masks to keep us safe from the smoke that's in here. If you were paying attention in the sped up portion there, you saw we took another bath, and that was just to get our run buff back, because this cave's a little annoying. You can see, also, I messed up lighting all of the torches, so it was actually convenient to have the free run energy, so you can do it twice pretty fast. This guy, again, not that hard. If you're using magic, it might actually be easier, because using a specific type weakness would make this probably go a little faster. But, as you can see, he's already down for the count. It gives us his talent point and another rock, which we're immediately going to bank at War's Retreat. So, on to the next rock. So I promised I would mention getting more hair clips once we got to that point, and here we are. So we have our hair clip, because we did all these Camelot quests, and we blew up every single lockpick that we owned, and 2 chances is just not going to cut it. So we're going to talk to Merlin, he's going to give us a hair clip, and we're just going to spam talk to him until we have, like, basically a full inventory of them. Just repeat this. It's pretty annoying, but it's immediate free lockpicks. So once we have a bunch, we're going to try again, and again, and again, until we get that chest open. And here we are, right at the end of the Shadow Dungeon, ready to take on this last guy. So here, you needed the Ring of Visibility to get here, so we have a Ring of Life in our inventory. Whether or not you remember to put it on, it's whatever. So we're gonna see, just like all the other guys, oh, they have a lot of health. Not too bad. I think this guy might be a little harder if you don't factor in that the ice guy lowers all your stats nonstop. Just because once you kill this guy, you have to kill him together, so just a wee bit annoying. something, if you want to try it, I don't think it's going to be worth it. But you could blood siphon in here, get some pretty nice damage because you have the other mobs that are hanging around. Yep, now that he's down once, we'll do it again. Turns out we didn't actually need magic for the magic quest. So he's taking down our prayer now. And doesn't actually seem like that big a deal. Thank you, Necromancy. Basically, just take this series of quests as a big Necromancy advertisement. I get it if you like the other styles, but why use many style when one style is your trick? It's so simple. And he's down. So, take our new rock. And get out of here. Let's go finish this quest. Desert treasures completed. So, delivered all the gems, spoke to a random ghost dude. That totally has no consequence in the greater plot of this game. Got some XP. Sweet. Just wanted to say, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate your attention for this much longer video, nearly twice as long. But we got a lot of big quests out of the way. So, the next big goal here, continue doing quests every now and then, of course, but we need to get through that Fort Ferenthy quest line. And once we're done with that, we're going to be set up. Going to get some invention. So I'll see you guys in the next one. For now, peace.